And the last folk singer, he's up on the stage, and just for a minute you can't tell his age, but he's a-telling the truth like a prophet or sage. So raise your glass to the last folk singer. Hola amigos, I'm Brad Boyer and we're at Republic Boot Company today, and we are bringing you the best in the local Texas art and music. And the show that we're about to do for you is really to provide an outlet for a lot of artists and independent musicians and things like that who are struggling right now to find a place to play. Republic Boot Company is on 4222 San Felipe, just inside the Loop over by the Galleria. We make custom handmade cowboy boots, and around here we call that art. So you'll bear with us as we figure out how to do this. And I got a song about the whole thing right here at the Republic Boot Company Quarantina, brought to you by Fireball y Blanco and Lone Star Beer. This song is so new it doesn't even have a title yet. Try to get a gig in my own hometown, but they don't know who I am. Small town legend with a chord progression should have started me a cover band. But the boots don't scoot, but for old time coots gave it all to their Uncle Sam. They twist them lids and they tell all the kids how it was back in Vietnam. And I wonder where my money all went. By the time I make it, it's already spent. Got a baseball game, roller rink. The way I'm drinking, it's cheaper than a shrink. There's a homecoming queen on a Friday night where it all happened yesterday. A boy on the field running in the lights where his old man used to play. And I say hello from a long time ago every time she cuts my hair. I leave a little something when it's time to go, 'cause sometimes life ain't fair. And I just might put my old leather jacket on and diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle. There's a homecoming queen on a Friday night where it all happened yesterday. A boy on the field running in the light where his old man used to play. I say hello from a long time ago every time she cuts my hair. I leave a little something when it's time to go, 'cause sometimes life ain't fair. And I just might put my old leather jacket on, write the words I'm singing in a country song. Got a 6-pack of beer, an e-cigarette. Hell, it's Saturday night, we ain't dead yet. There ain't no us and there ain't no them, there's only what you want to be. And an old cliche about the dust and wind on the radio and TV. You spend how many years earning money for beer to buy the things you can get for free. And the things you show on your own cell phone ain't really what you want to be. And the internet says that the jukebox broke, but the truth still cuts right through all the smoke. The politicians think that the breath don't stink. Sometimes the answer's just pissing in the sink. Try to get a gig in my own hometown, but they don't know who I am. We still rolling? All right, so I gotta have something to say after the song.
Hey guys, this is Robert Rodriguez III. Great to be here with Brad Boyer and the last folk singer. Visit the Patreon page, Fireball y Blanco, to support artists like me.
Hola amigos, Brad Boyer here with my good friend Fireball Bill Meeks. We're at the Quarantina of Republic Boot Company, and we're going to talk about why we're doing this show. Bill?
Yeah?
Why don't you let me know?
Well, you know what? I'm very proud to be here, and our whole goal is to try to give back. We've been very, very fortunate to have been associated and have worked with and entertained by so many talented artists through the years, and they have gotten us through so many rough times, and there's a rough time going on right now, and our goal is to try to give back to them and give them a piece of something they've given to us in a small but hopefully significant way.
Well, what does Fireball y Blanco mean to you?
What that means to me is it's something that's near and dear to my heart, because it's at the end of the day, it's two guys, two buddies that got together and that have been working together for quite some time. And what we've been doing in the past and current is to further the cause of Texas culture, and through our bootmaking skills, and trying to provide a service that has almost fallen by the wayside. And we're taking that culture and that heritage that we have, that we've created, and we're just trying to pass this along through the what avenue that we have to try to benefit and help those that help so many others through their talents, whether it be music, whether it's through the arts, like if we talked about, the poetry or sculpting or whatever it is that they have, the skills that they have, that they've been entertaining us for years. Let's see what we can do to help them.
That's very interesting. Well, what can we do to help them?
Well, we're doing that right now by opening up our home, which is Republic Boot, which is turned into Quarantina, the Republic Boot Studios. So we're opening up our home as a venue to them, to where they can come and, as to speak, to show their wares, and which is through their talent, whatever it may be. And then through what we've set up through Patreon under Fireball y Blanco, then what you can do out there is to show your love and your support, and through your generosity and tipping, donating, some sponsorships, whatever it is that you do. Maybe you can share that back through us, so we may help our local friends and musicians.
So Fireball, who benefits from support monetarily of Fireball y Blanco?
Well, everyone that participates in our program. So if you've got somebody that's coming on, musician-wise, author-wise, artist of any type, if you're on this show, you're going to benefit from it. That's the whole point of this. And it's not a self-serving type program that we're doing. We're out here to help those that are in need, and I believe that it's everyone that's out there is in need.
So what do you think, if you were to tell the folks what Fireball y Blanco was about, and what this podcast, this Last Folk Singer, is about, what would you tell them?
Well, I guess it's kind of complicated, but it's very simple at the same time, and it's the Last Folk Singer. It's to help. It's to preserve the art of putting yourself out on the line. You're putting your talents out there. You're stepping out on a limb, trying to show everyone else the talent that you have, and we want to be able to help that, and we want to be able to support that. I don't want someone to have to squash their dreams and their talents so they can put food on their table, and they have to go do something else and not follow their dream. We want to help support that. I mean, that's what we do here at the boot shop. We decided to create something at Republic Boot Company, and through the help of our patrons, we're able to do this. And now we can pass that on by having this show and help others fulfill their dreams.
So the Fireball y Blanco Patreon, what does that mean to you?
Well, it's an avenue for us to reach folks out there that want to support the artists, and we found that this is the best way to do it. It's a very familiar system, and it allows us to give more back to those that are in need.
So Fireball, what would someone who subscribes and supports the Last Folk Singer expect to see on our channel?
Well, that's going to be tough. I hope that it's going to be a mixture of things. It's going to be almost everything. You're going to see so much local and national talent. We're looking at singer-songwriters. We're looking at struggling artists. We're looking at authors, painters, sculptors, poetry. I mean, there's really not a limit to this. We're looking at, hopefully we have different vendors that come through that have skills in making knives, leather crafters. It's unlimited. But we want to have in-depth conversations. We want to have performances. We want to be able to show the actual work, effort, talent, skills that go into putting together whatever it is that they're doing. That we want to be able to show that so people can understand, and myself, that we can all understand what's going on and how they are putting together the efforts that go through creating the craft that they're presenting to us.
So Fireball, tell me a little something about how this all got started.
Well, actually, it's been a labor of something that's been on our hearts for quite some time now, and we're just looking for the opportunity. The timing has never been right, or we've never thought that it was right, but right now, could be a better time to do something like this. There are so many artists and performers that are almost stranded at this point in time, and there's been I'm sure there's a lot of gigs, a lot of performances, a lot of shows that have been canceled, and there's these livelihoods that are actually just cut off. And our goal and our hopes and our dreams and prayers are with these folks, but in what we're trying to do in our way of showing them and giving back and helping them to support their families and help generate some income and revenue that's been lost through your donations, through our Patreon at Fireball Blanco. We hope that you would log on and you would show your support. That's our goal.
Well, thank you, Bill. Fireball, I should say. So I've got a song that I wrote recently about all this, and I'd like to sing it for you guys if you would like to hear it. And we'll go ahead and do that. Brad Boyer here, and I'm really enjoying putting this show together for artists like me, with artists like me, and you can help us support these artists by going to the Patreon page, Fireball Blanco. I'm up on this stage in my living room cage, singing to half-empty bars, wondering on page why I don't act my age, and where the hell I left my car. I wish I could see you there lying in bed with the kids lying there too. I'm working tonight, and I'm here instead, and I'm waiting to get home to you. I'm putting in the hours, say it's paying my dues. One day I'll make it alright, 'cause I'm writing it down, I'm thinking about you, and the best song not written in Nashville tonight. Well, this old beat-up van, you know it does what it can, but it's seen its share of white lines. But we held it together through all the bad weather, 4 and 3/4 time. Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 just to make it all rhyme, 4 to get ready, and 5 to let go, run it down and make it all mine. Well, the road's full of heartaches and poets and tears, Hank Williams, I saw the light, and buckets of blood, and all them glasses of beer, and the best song not written in Nashville tonight. Give me the best songs not written in Nashville tonight. That's a song I wrote called Not Written in Nashville. It was, in fact, not written in Nashville. The story about that song is I was playing a gig at a barbecue joint for rent money, and someone put in a tip jar, and I was playing a song I didn't really want to play, you know. Sometimes if you're a songwriter out on the road, you end up being sort of a human jukebox, and a lot of times that can lead to a real disconnect in your art and what you're trying to do. And so I don't even remember what song I was playing that they paid me to play. But as I was playing it, I started writing this song in my head, and I realized that there was a disconnect to it. And it's hard to be out on the road or to play gigs and to create art when you've also got to make money. And everybody's got to make money to buy food and groceries and pay the rent, right? But I was just thinking, you know, it was strange to me that I was comfortable enough to play a song for somebody and then inside my own head write a different song. And it felt like my living room, you know. A lot of times, when you're an artist and you're creating, you have that space that you're in, that you feel comfortable creating in. And you know, the stage becomes that for a lot of performers. So, you know, the up on the stage in my living room cage, you know, but it also is kind of a double-edged sword. You have to make that money. You have to do the things that maybe you don't really want to do, but somebody's going to give you some money for it, and you need it. You know, not everybody wants to play Achy Breaky Heart you know, for $20 at a crappy barbecue joint, but you know, you got to have it. And so I started thinking about my wife and my kids who were at home, you know, asleep at the time. And the whole thing, I just wanted to go back home, you know. And when I got back home, I started putting it together. And I got my phone went off, and it was my buddy Matt Harlan. And he was camped in his van outside of Nashville. And he had sent me a snippet of a song he was working on. So he was writing a song too, you know, in some van in some KOA outside of Nashville. And as I was, you know, writing a song at some gig at a crappy barbecue joint in Houston, and I replied back to him. I said, "That's probably the best song written in Nashville tonight." And he said, "Well, actually, I'm not in Nashville. I'm outside of Nashville." And so I said, "Well, hold on a second, you know, I'll text you back." And I took out my pencil and wrote the second verse of that song about the van, and it really was a metaphor to me about traveling musicians, and you know, it's a hard thing to do, and a hard way to make a living, you know, but it's worth it, you know. And then I remembered the story about Hank Williams' song "I Saw the Light," and it sounds like a spiritual song, but where he got it from, is my understanding, is there was a light in town that he would see, and it was sort of a coming home beacon. You know, when he would get back into town, he would see that light, so that's a special thing for songwriters or any artist or anybody, any human being, to go out in the world and try to create something and make something, you know, new and beautiful. And coming home can be a comfort, you know, coming back to your space. And so with that in mind, we're trying to, with this show, make a space that is comfortable for artists and musicians, or, you know, so it's not all about selling trucks and selling, you know, soda waters. It's about creating the art and getting it to the people, and people who appreciate it. So if you do appreciate it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, ring the bell. We have a Patreon account under Fireball Blanco. That's something that me and my buddy Fireball Bill Meeks created just for this. RepublicBootCompany.com. Please check out what we do here in this space, is make really, really fine handcrafted cowboy boots. And check out the artists that you see on the show. Go to their websites, subscribe to their YouTube channels, ring their bells, you know, and try to be good to everybody. And with that, we're going to have to say goodbye. We'll see you down the trail. And the last folk singer, he's up on the stage. And just for a minute, you can't tell his age. He's a-telling the truth like a prophet or sage. So raise your glass to the last folk singer. Raise your glass to the last folk singer. Adios, amigos. Till next time. And the last folk singer, he's up on the stage. And just for a minute, you can't tell his age. He's a-telling the truth like a prophet or sage. So raise your glass to the last folk singer. Raise your glass to the last folk singer.